shelf. And go and share your gift. Yeah, your gift is a seed. You can easily be the change that we need. Keep your mind alert and your heart with peace. Be the change that we want to see. Yeah, go and share your gift. Yeah, your gift is a seed. You can easily be the change that we need. Keep your mind alert and fill your heart with peace. Be the change that we want to see. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mentality Unchained. I appreciate you guys coming through. I am Kevin Thomas, your therapist, and today, man, it's a special day. I'm excited to get into it with this young lady, Miss Tina Renee. Miss Tina Renee, welcome.
What's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I am good. You know, Tina is, she's special, right? Like, she does so much, man, and I would be remiss if I didn't say a little bit. Miss Tina Renee is an R&B neo-soul artist, radio personality, philanthropist, serial entrepreneur from Chicago. So, look, let's just get into it because I know the people, when they watch the show, they really want to see good content, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And substance, right?
Yes.
And so I always say ordinary but extraordinary. And when I say that, I think of you.
Yes.
I think of people like you, like really want to get in the meat of the community,
yes.
Really want to let people know that you're authentic and you're real in this thing, right?
Oh, definitely.
So tell the people a little bit about who you are.
Yeah.
Because I just read a little bit. Just tell the people who you are.
Definitely. Well, Tina Renee from South Side of Chicago. 69th Street is what I always tell everybody. Born on the South Side of Chicago. Truly left at the age of 16, 17 years old. Went down to Florida. Was down in Florida, Tallahassee.
Yeah.
You know, Florida A&M was the piece. And then I would tell everybody, I got the North City Girl with a Southern swag. So
really?
You get the Southern swag from me from being down South. And I'm a serial entrepreneur, as you say. Mm-hmm. But what my heart is truly doing music. And so music is my heart. And it's where you get Tina Renee.
Gotcha. I know when I was reading your bio and the stuff that I didn't know about you, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So she's a Anita Baker, Aretha Franklin,
yes.
Shaka Khan. I'm
yes,
like,
connoisseur. Okay,
where'd that come from? Like,
you know, all my life, music has been something that has really captivated my soul. So when I was growing up, my dad used to play like Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, Michael Jackson, Elton John's, and so that music is actually where I always say you get that soulful discussion, soulful Tina Renee,
gotcha.
And it's kind of where music actually helped me find who I am, and those artists inspire me to be the best me.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So we're going to get into what your entrepreneurship looks like and your catalog. But first thing I would like to do is, let's just take it back a little bit. Because you know, my show is a lot about mental health, right? About the well-being of a person, right? From head to toe, the holistic approach, right? So just tell us a little bit about your childhood. Like, how did you grow up on the South Side of Chicago?
Definitely.
What was that like?
Well, I always tell people, like, I'm really, truly, I grew up on the 69th, but I was really from the projects. I tell everybody. So when you think about becoming a product of your environment, that's one of the things that I did not. So 47 Rosenwald, 47 Michigan, that's truly where I grew up. Okay. So one of the things that really inspired me throughout my life is, how do I not become a product of my environment? Mom was a single mom. You know, my stepfather was in my life. So I can't say I didn't grow up in a two-parent household. I just didn't grow up in a household with my primary father.
Gotcha.
And so through that, you know, my mom was on public assistance and everything else, but she did what she needed to do to survive. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it, you know. And here I am today, and working hard to make sure a lot of the youth and things of that nature don't become a product environment. So that's kind of where you get Tina Renee, the philanthropist, is. So I'm truly dedicated to making sure our community know that they have a resources, whether or not just for a glimpse of it, it may be through music or me giving back. Right. Truly, that's kind of where you get that Tina Renee portion.
Wow. I mean, so that's the philanthropist. What about the mother, the wife?
Oh, I was like, yeah, okay. You want me to get deep? So yeah, I am a mother of an 11-year-old. That's my biological, but I got 2 bonus babies. Well, they not bonus babies, but they grown women, a 28 and a 21-year-old, and definitely I have a supportive, loving husband. Reginald, I gotta get my whoop whoop. That my hubby.
What's up, Reg?
No, that's I have a supportive husband who has been there for the last I would say 8 years of the last 8 years, who has really inspired me to be the best person I can be.
Yeah. Well, I gotta dig a little bit, right?
Dig on.
So last time I was on your radio show, you talked about how you didn't really take to Reg like that. You was pushing them away.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, tell me about that womanhood stuff. Like, get into that.
Whoever came up with that independent thing, y'all better throw it in the garbage. But it actually came from my mom. So watching my mom become a single mom and seeing her work all those hours and did whatever she could to survive, that's actually the mentality that I took on. And so I didn't want a man in my life that wasn't going to add value. I had enough. From domestic violence. I had never been prone to that. Never went through that in my whole entire life.
Experienced that.
Well, I experienced it. I experienced that. And so I never wanted, when I met my husband, I didn't love myself.
That's deep.
Why? And I'm going to say I didn't love myself because I didn't understand how I allowed myself to be in a domestic violence situation. Right. And I was trying to find myself. And so sometimes when you're needing to elevate, you need to take a step back and realize that you just can't jump from man to man. You really truly have to do some dissecting of your own. And that comes with prayer. Wow. So when I met my husband, he was sitting over there and he was throwing up shots. I was like, this man flirted with me. I didn't even know he was flirting. I didn't know what flirt was. Okay. I looked at him like, this man flirted with me. And he was, and I said, he said, can I take you out? And I said, no.
Wow. Why did you say no?
I said, because I can't. I don't love myself. So how can I even remotely love you or go on a date with you? I can't entertain you at this moment. I'm broken.
Yeah.
I told him that. And then I would say a couple months later, he was like, so you ready to go out on a date? I was like, no. Now, mind you, that's my second time. I know 3 strikes you out. If I ask him again, he gonna be like, I'm gonna fire you. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But I actually told him three times no. Yeah. And then one day, it was like a year later, I had a rough day, and something said, call Reggie. And I called him and I said, hey, I want to take you up on that date. He was like, "Oh, where you at?"
All right.
So we went out to the stadium right there. Okay. He said, "Let's go out." And he actually told his godfather that night that he was gonna marry me.
Really?
And I looked at that man. I was like, "Oh, whatever. He ain't talking, just talking." Yeah. And then, it was 2 years later we ended up, getting married.
How does that make you feel coming out of a domestic situation? Somebody that really put the effort into chasing you, really, I want to be with this person. Yeah. How did that make you feel?
It made me realize that everything that I was going through in my life was meant to be so that I can love him the right way. Whoa. Because I didn't know what really love was.
Right.
Single parent household mom, now having my father in my life. What is true love? Yeah. And it comes with a man loving you 2 times as much as you love them. A man knows. Okay. Ladies, I'm sorry.
Put it out there.
I want to put that out there.
Yeah, put it out there.
And I've seen it happen so many times. A man knows when he's ready to love the right woman.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's going to say, okay, I'm ready. Because now he's done his part. He done played in that playground. He done threw that thing from left to right. But the beauty of it is when he's ready to truly settle down with that woman, oh man, it's going down.
I like that, man.
It's going down.
That's why I'm so thankful that you wanted to be a part of the event that we're going to be having in May. And
definitely.
We'll talk some more about that too. But, I think relationships are like the bond for the community, right? Yeah. Like people need to see Black love. They need to see men and women like really being together and loving it. And it needs to exude out of them.
And the thing about it is we a lot of people watch reality shows and thinking that marriages is going to be easy and it's fluent. It is actually it's hard work.
Yeah.
Marriage is work.
Right.
You get married, that's the that's the channel that starts that commitment, but then that's when the devil and everything else starts to attack again. Like, oh, you married? Oh, I want that. Oh, excuse me, I'm married. Get away from me.
Right.
You know, you realize that it's work and it's truly a bond. Now, I always tell people it's a spiritual bond first, because there's days when you want to give up. Yeah, okay, I can't, because God, I made this commitment. Now let's see how we're gonna work this thing out. It's a different form.
Yeah, you know, they don't. You know, I've seen throughout my years people come and go in relationships.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Some of them don't want to endure the hardship that marriage brings, because they have this fantasy of what it looks like, right, from the outside. And so they don't want to endure the hardship. And the first thing they do is like, okay, it's time for divorce. Like, you don't want to give up.
No.
Why do you keep pushing? Why do you keep pushing?
I keep pushing because I know the man that I fell in love with. Okay. He's there. He ain't never gone nowhere. Right. I think in relationship, people always say, well, I used to love you. And I did this too. So I'm not going to say I'm just like that person that didn't do it. I remember what we used to do.
Right.
You know, I told my husband that a couple of years ago, and I had to sit back and I had to think to myself, well, 7 years later, I mean, maybe the things you can't even lift. My knees bad now, ankles bad, eyebrows, I can't move my daggone ankles. You know, all of those things it's changed. So how my husband loved me 7 years ago, it's totally different how he's going to love me now, because I'm a different woman. He's a different man.
That's the concept that I be trying to teach couples today, is that you want your spouse to change. Oh, yeah. Because if they don't change, they remain the same. Do you really want that same person that go through that same stuff? It's like, you want them to grow. Yeah. Now, it's when they don't grow, it's a problem.
Man, because I think about, I have to laugh about it, but 3 years ago, I was out there rapping. You like, oh, you know what the, I needed, you know, I laugh about that, but now I'm singing, you know, Shaka Khan. Yeah. Where the essence of love. I'm singing those songs, and it's a different type of Tina. And people always say, well, Tina, she ain't that. Who she? Man, let me tell y'all something. I'm married now. Yeah. I'm a business owner now.
Right.
I'm wearing a different hat compared when I was out there twerking, popping up, dot. I can't do that no more, because I hold that to my 2 daughters, the respect, and I also owe that respect to my son to be who I am as a woman, and as a mother, as a wife. Right, that changes everything. I got my holy shirt on right now. Can't even have my tatas out.
I love that. I tell you what, though, even shifting, you know, the love is good. I love that. But what people don't know about you, and I didn't know this about you, that you not only do you have many hats, you're a corporate woman. Yes. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that, because they see the entertainer, the vibrant Tina Renee. Talk a little bit about that.
I mean, the last 20 years I've spent in corporate America as an executive or regional human resource manager. It's something that I've always loved. People say, how are you able to connect to people? Yeah. I'm like a butterfly. As you can see, butterflies are all around here, right? Butterflies is beautiful, but one of the things that they connect to is the essence. The inner flower is the what? It's where the flower goes, because it's the beauty of that little pulp that sticks up, and they connect to it. So I'm connected to the inner mental of people. So what make people do the things that they do from an HR perspective? And so and so that's kind of truly how I've been in HR for years, hiring, developing, training, inspiring, touching lives. And it's something that it's out there. I mean, it's all over LinkedIn if you want to be known. I tell people, like, you see Tina the artist, but I'm Tina that's truly making an impact in the corporate world to help people understand diversity, inclusion, and the commitment to truly changing the overall culture of your business. And then you can see Tina out there touching people's lives, doing doing the radio personality and then the singing. People get every aspect of Tina Hood. I share my whole world.
You're the very essence of don't judge a book by its cover.
Oh no, you better not judge me,
but
baby.
That's the first thing they say. Oh, she's an entertainer. She's this. She's that. But they don't know.
No, they don't. When you think about me, I tell everybody I can play dumb. I can play dumb. The vernacular, I can change it up real quick. Hi, how are you? Thank you for calling, Tina. But the question would be, is it authentic? Yeah. And so I think in whether or not I'm in corporate America or whether or not I'm in in entertainment, you still get the authentic Tina, whether or not they like it or not.
So that's you. You have the best of both worlds.
Oh yeah,
The social
I'd be up there trying to
butterfly.
teach them people in corporate America. I'd be like, you know what that means, right? Finsta, finna,
Finna.
That means I'm going to do that.
Right? I can appreciate that, man. Keeping it real. That's one thing that I do in my therapy is when I first meet people, first thing is I don't look like the normal therapist, right?
There you go.
My beard is so rusty and all this, and I'm with a hoodie on. I might have my beanie on.
Yes.
I don't look like the typical therapist, though. But they quickly understand that the outer shell, that's just who I am.
Yeah.
I don't apologize for that. So I know it sounds like you don't apologize either.
No.
It's like you get what you get.
Yeah, the tough part about it is in corporate America, what should success look like? What should your director look like?
Gotcha.
Now the times are changing. It's not cut, clean.
Right.
You can have a vice president just that they may have dreads.
Absolutely.
That can outwork the clean cut person.
Absolutely.
And that's where society has to realize that the change of the culture of what corporate America looks like is something that we need to really dig into. It may be a person with tattoos on their arms. That doesn't mean that I'm not capable for the job. It just means I don't look like you.
Yeah.
Are you willing to give me a chance? And that's one of the things that I'm challenging in every organization I've ever worked with.
Right. You talked about inclusion and diversity and things of that nature. Like, what do you see now in our communities? Because I know that there is a struggle to progress the Black community because there's so many other elements that affecting that. What's your take on that?
I think the reason why we're struggling and companies in corporate America, they can always talk about diversity. Oh, we have a diversity program.
Gotcha.
Right. That we've set up to put Black people together and white people and Asian people together. What we have to do is truly realize this is a mentality that's learned. And until we learn from each other and truly engage one another differently, then the growth, it's going to take time.
Absolutely.
Progress in corporate America is going to take time because everybody doesn't look the same, but we all want everybody to think the same. How does customer service? You're supposed to greet every guest.
Yeah.
You need to give eye contact. But what if it's hi?
Yeah.
What if it's that head nod? What if it's hi? What's going on, girl? It may look different, and so we have to be open to truly looking at the corporate standards a little bit different. That doesn't mean it has to be ghetto.
Yeah.
It just means that it needs to change how we truly hire talent. How the leadership is engaging talent. Your leadership should look like your employees.
Gotcha.
So that they're able to truly understand them. You can't put all Black kids with a white teacher. Right? Could that white teacher truly understand if they never been in the hood?
Right.
A new hunger.
I got it.
So you have to show that adaptability, but at the same time, be able to learn from one another.
That's the definition of mentality unchained.
Oh, I know. I felt it. Praise it. Look at God sent it. Want to do
it? So now you talked about that from the corporate standpoint, but now let's talk about it from the individual standpoint, because you have this young lady that has probably experienced everything you experienced. Come from a single parent home, grew up in the hood, all these things. How do they adapt and find that mindset of change or I can be successful?
I think it's truly understanding that you have to do the work.
Okay.
So I could be a single mom, but I never wanted to be. I was a single mom, but I never wanted to be a product of my environment.
Okay.
Mindset.
Gotcha.
What do I have to do? I mean, I got to get my degree, right? Yeah, I got to get a degree. Potentially, right? Now you really don't. You can make money off getting certificates or having an associate's degree, right?
Right.
Okay, well, what is it that I need to do? I had resources, mentors that was set around me that I wasn't afraid to say, hey, can you help me out with this? Because this is where I don't want to be. And then ultimately building my craft to make sure people understand that this is where I'm going to work hard. I'm going to outwork anybody.
Gotcha.
There's not one person that can say, Tina, man, please, I'm going to outwork you, right?
Okay.
You got to put some work in.
Right.
And then understanding, too, you have to be true to yourself. As a single mom, do you not need a man? Or do you need truly somebody that understands you and what your needs and your desires are, that's aligned with where you are? in your life at that moment, and y'all can grow together. So you need that person to help you out with your family, and he should need you just as much as you need him.
Absolutely.
And then y'all grow together. And I think the mentality is just truly a learned mentality. A lot of times single moms become the victim. Well, don't make that same mistake and go out and have more kids.
Right.
Y'all women, don't get mad at me.
Right.
I'm just being honest. I had one child, and God, if I was out there and I would have had 3, I lost 2.
Gotcha.
I would have had 3, but if it came down to it, if I knew that I was going to be a single mom and I was going to be by myself again, I wouldn't go out there and give up them tata. Give up that do. I can't give it out because I don't never want to know what it's like to be a single mom again with 2 kids. Wow. That's one of the hardest jobs any woman can have. Thank God I met my husband that made me realize what it's like to truly have a man, not a boy, a man to help raise my child.
Okay. You brought up a good point because you said a man, not a boy. My wife often talks about how women sometimes can be hard.
Oh yeah,
and put off off men. Like
I was that.
What's your perspective on men? Like, what do we need to do to be the best version of ourselves for you guys?
Make us not want to be hard.
Wow. How do we do that?
Show up when I need you, and what I mean by that is single mom had to pay every bill, had to do whatever it took to make sure my child worked long hours just to have a roof over our head. My husband. This sounds so crazy. I want to share this story real quick. When I met my husband, it was snowing outside.
Okay.
I would travel here and travel to Schaumburg to go to work every day. And I would come home, and every day my snow was removed by the time I made it home.
Wow.
Okay? He didn't do it. But he made sure that it happened because he wanted me to get home. When I walked home, when I drove him to my driveway, I was able to get home and not have to worry about it. He did that every time.
I believe that
something simple like that.
Right. And I think that too. I believe that I make sure I do exactly stuff like that. Right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want your wife to have to go through all that.
And it may seem like it's small, but cutting the grass, safety piece. I don't have to worry about being scared at nighttime. Yeah. I don't have to worry about if I'm going through something that is not going to be a person that's going to pray with me. Yeah. My husband's often, we going through something, we are, baby, let's pray about it.
Gotcha.
I'd be like, first time when he told me that, I looked at him like, fool, what's wrong with you about? I want to pray. But it was the beauty of essence. I had never had a man that prayed for me as much as I prayed for him. And so if I would say one thing to men, a woman don't want to be hard. She wants to be loved. She want to understand that she's being understood, and she wants a man that's truly going to show up when she needs him.
Wow. I can dig into that so deep, but I'm not going to do that because I think that I want to talk that a balance now.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Tina Renee, the career woman. Like all of these things, philanthropist, entrepreneur, entertainment, music, radio. I love Soulful Discussion 2.0. Here's the thing, though. How do you balance all of that, and why do all of that?
I do it because I think I know I have a duty to God to be a servant of His. Soulful Discussions is truly meant to allow entrepreneurs like myself the opportunity to tell the world that they have a resource out there. Gotcha. I include my son on this. He tapes some of my shows, and it's because truly it's what he wants to do, not what I want, what he wants to do. Right. My husband, my husband has Exquisite Bar and Grill with his business partners. That's actually what I've always wanted, an opportunity, but it also gives jobs for the community. It gives me an opportunity to showcase my talent, the talent of our communities. Yeah. And it also gives us the opportunity to come together as fellowship. Then the balance of me doing my corporate side is, guess what? I got insurance. Yay. But it also gives me, once again, a touch light. I am truly a servant of God. And, and if anybody that's out there in the world think that it's all about you, it's never about you. Your job is to serve. So as long as I continue to touch lives and do what I love, my husband lets me do it. As soon as he say, you doing so much, I have to back down. But right now, my balance is, let me do it while I'm old enough, while I'm young. Shoot, I'm not a young tenderoni.
I hear you, girl. I hear you. That's, you know what? You are helping so many people people right now, specifically women, because
Yeah.
sometimes women get in this mode of I'm just going to sit back and let him do it, or
Yeah.
he's a provider. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a provider, but he would love for you to do things too.
Yeah.
And be you, be your authentic self. And so, how does he feel about your push to be successful in whatever you do?
It was so funny. Quick story. A lot of people said my husband just support me when it comes to my music thing. And I was starting to feel it because he was telling me like, your husband ain't never there at your show. I was like, what's going on? He said, well, baby, you know, I'm never at your shows is because I don't like how men treat you. So instead of me coming up and showing out, I let you do your thing.
Got
right?
You. I got you.
And so the balance of it all is my husband is able to allow me, and I'm going to say allow me to be free.
Okay.
To do whatever it is that I do. And same thing, babe, you want to do it. Because we know that life is short. And today and tomorrow we can go today and tomorrow. But at the same time, we know that we've done everything that we truly want to do.
In that connecting, how did two people one from California, one from Southside Chicago, how did they end up in Rockford?
People say, well, Rockford is one of the hardest cities. There's no support. Well, you obviously ain't met Atlanta. You obviously haven't been down to Tennessee.
Right.
You obviously ain't been down to Nashville. You obviously haven't been down to Florida. When you get a chance to get out there and see other places, you realize, oh, it ain't that bad. It's just maybe I need to get outside of my mindset.
Yeah. So I teach a lot on generational trauma.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the forgotten thing lately, right? Because first of all, people struggle to understand what trauma is, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to generational trauma, I see the residual effect that it's having on our kids.
Yes.
Because a lot of parents don't know that they're dealing with certain stuff, right? Certain things, right? And so we're passing it on and passing it on. How do we break that cycle?
I'm going to say get help. Now, mind you, and talk about it. Now, when I say get help, which will be releasing the trauma.
Right.
I've been raped.
Wow.
I've had cancer, domestic violence. And I would say, if you think about the ratio for stats, 1 out of 4 women has been in that same situation.
Yeah.
Chances are grandma, auntie, and and mom has been in that same thing. The question is, have we talked about it? For so many years, we've kept it in the closet because guess what? We don't want to expose somebody.
Right.
And it's not until we truly do a deep down dissect to say, okay, listen, I actually have been hurt. And this is the reason why I'm so angry. Because when I was young, I didn't realize why I was angry. I wanted to, I had a really bad attitude.
Right.
But I realized that I had some trauma in my life that I needed to truly dig down to it. Then my father wasn't a part of my life. Right. Ooh, that's not my real daddy.
Right.
Oh, well, how come my daddy didn't love me?
Right.
How come my daddy's not in my life?
Right.
Those things, whether or not we know it, it can be 20 years down the road and we want to know why I'm so emotional when it comes to men. Well, because I didn't have my father in my life and I felt like my father abandoned me. Yeah. We have to be able to dissect that. Now, me and my dad, we chill.
Yeah.
I finally got a chance to meet my father.
Right.
Oh, now I answer those questions. And sometimes those questions that you want answered is not going to be there.
That's right.
So you have to understand that where's truly my trauma? What do I need to do? Talk about it with someone. Seek help. It is okay to go to a therapist. But, I think the reason why we're struggling with that is because for so long we have suppressed it. We can't cry. Yeah. We need to cry. Cry them tears. We need to get on our knees and pray. We need to tell somebody what you're going through so someone can help you, because a lot of times people die inside silently. But we don't want to see that happen. Tell us so we can truly open up. And then the next thing is, if somebody's telling you that they're dying inside, how about we just listen? Yeah. And not give them solutions.
You sound like a person that has really understood the ramifications of what you've dealt with.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had to hit it head on. I knew what death felt like. So I know what it's like to live, and I don't ever want to die again, which I will. Yeah. But I mean, to be alive and dead are two different things.
So what was that one thing that set you on that path? What was that one thing that says, Tina Renee, you need to wake up?
My son. He's my pride and joy. There's a song called Human that I have. I took one look at my son, then I realized I have to go on. What for me took place is when I got sick, my son fed me baby food, and to this day, he remembers that.
Really?
Yeah. Imagine your son being like 3 feeding you baby food and they still remember that. Like, I remember I had to change your diapers, diapers. I think that for me was a wake up call that I need to live, and I need to live every day like it's my life. So all that drama, that gossip, I'll go off on you in a minute. You ain't get carry that stuff on, because guess what? Tomorrow's not promised. We're seeing people die every day.
Yeah.
It's not going 3 at a time. People are not dying 3 at a time. It's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this trauma of love, where we need to pour love into each other, that's where we are right now. That's where I am in my life. I got to love on you. Let me, come here. That's why I tell everybody, I love you. They're like, how she love me? She just met me.
Wow.
Because guess what? Maybe if I tell you I love you, then you will love someone else as well.
I like that. So you've said it a couple times. You said I was sick and, the cancer and stuff like that. And then you also said that for 2 years you couldn't walk.
Yeah.
Like, was that all a result of the
No,
cancer?
listen,
Okay.
I was working at work and I fell like 5 feet from the air. So now, mind you, this is when I was at 105.7. Let me tell you how dedicated Tina was. She would drive at 1 feet to Freeport, slide down the stairs, and then push herself back up just to make sure our community knew that what they were doing was special. However, I realized that during this time, I kept on wanting to push myself. But God at some point said, okay, I see you're going to still be a fool and keep on driving. And God said, okay, well, guess what? Now you can't drive with the other leg because I'm going to swell this baby up. So you got no choice to sit home. Here I go, still trying to do the shows from at home. And God said, okay, well, I'm going to mess up your whole internet so you can just sit your butt down, right?
Really?
And I'm still trying to push people. So then I'm every day, hey, y'all, how you doing? It's your girl, Tina Renee. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure. God was like, okay, I don't know. I got to break your phone like for you to listen. And then that's kind of the rebirth. We separated. We went our separate ways. But then the revamp of Soulful Discussions 2.0 came about. Gotcha. But, I tore the ligaments in my ankle. I'm at like 25% disability in my ankle, where people should still be walking with a limp. But, baby, I'm out here in these heels.
You strutting, girl.
They better say it.
Yeah.
Picked up weight and everything. And people understand it as an artist, when you used to having to be in a stout joint, and now you out here looking like a beluga whale, babe. That's two different things, and it's because you can't walk, right? But it just goes to show that no matter if you can't walk, the impact that you can make on the world is huge. Open up 2 businesses, we did 2.0, and I did that all from the comfort of my home in networking. Wow. So that means if I can do it not walking, I don't want to hear none of your excuses. Get your butt out there and do what it is that you want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sitting here at all with your heart, with your intelligence, and all that, because you push the status quo of what a woman should be, and especially what a Black woman should be.
Oh yeah.
And I can truly appreciate that. I know the young ladies out there that hears this, they will feel the same.
Yeah.
And I think that you continuing to push who you are as a person allows people to kind of be themselves. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's what we all should team in doing, is making people feel comfortable with being themselves.
Definitely. I mean, I think about all the lives that I inspire behind the scenes where I don't have to call their names out. They know who they are. Y'all know. You know who you are.
Tina
Renee. You know, but when you get rich, call me out, okay? Because then I want you to give me some money back. And I'm just playing. I think the inspiration that we put into people behind the scenes is truly what makes us whole. And so I think about, I've started people businesses for behind the scenes, 2 this year. Wow. And I'm not going to say who they are. Right, they know who they are. You got your business, boo.
Absolutely, right.
It's those things that I can sit back and say, I've done that. And I don't want no applause. Or, an artist behind the scene that's going charting because of Tina Renee. I'm excited because you living your dream. Yeah. We need to inspire more people and not hold the knowledge that we have inside. They said, Tina, you should be paying these people. I said, you know what the payment is? When I walk through those pearly gates, God gonna say, "Job well done." All
right. They say the best feeling in the world is to be able to help people. Oh, yeah. And not put yourself out there like that. People kind of bring it back to you.
Yeah, I see people go out there and they feed the homeless. I could say, shout out to Goodfellas, who allowed me to do 900 families each year and give kids Christmas that I helped shop for. Oh my God, for 3 years. So that goes up to like 3,000 people. I think about in Arkansas, the lives I've worked with feeding 4,000 people doing Christmas for years after years. I think about the Christmases I've given here. My friends and I go and do feed the homeless down in Chicago and pass out hamburgers and stuff like that and meals during Christmas time and Thanksgiving time. You ain't gonna ever see it on Facebook.
Right.
But guess what? If you were to call Goodfellas, if you look up Broadway Joe in Little Rock, Tina Renee, Tina McBride is what that's gonna be. Because that's her professional side of it. They're gonna say, "Oh my God, she has really done those things. This is life. This is not something that I talk about. This is what I do."
Wow, I love it, man. So, we got a few more minutes here, but let's just talk about what do you think the future is for Rockford? Like, what do you think right now Rockford needs to continue to move forward?
I love the dynamic of what Rockford is doing right now. And some people can't see it because they are not taking advantage of it. The business first through the city. I love what Janine Stevenson is doing for women empowerment. They just had a women's empowerment gala last night where they brought in our, a key guest speaker. Kiekerford is getting ready to bring another guest speaker down here. I love the dynamic of we're truly bringing resources. The question is whether or not you guys are ready. Y'all say y'all want this stuff.
Right.
The resources is out there.
Right.
Are you hungry enough to go get it? Are you willing to network?
Yeah.
Don't just talk about it, be about it, and truly take advantage of it. I think we're going in the right direction. What I want us to get in control of is the violence that's taking place in our community. Y'all, I want to make sure y'all hear this from me. The killings, y'all know as a family member. Yeah. Get your family in check. Take care of your household first. Right. Once you take care of your household, each person take care of their own household. Then the community's it. We don't have to worry about nothing. Yeah. Because it's Cousin Pete and Papa. Yeah. That's out there acting a fool. Whoop that. Okay, catch this thing. But we gotta get those things in check. But ultimately, if we don't change, the community and the world's gonna change. And then we're gonna miss our beat. I agree. Get with it.
I agree. I think too, to add to what you're just saying, also is like collaborations and connections. It's kind of like what we're doing.
Network is your network.
Is being able to bring all these heads together.
Power.
And like, hey, let's just build this monster to where we can push our community and our city forward. And I think that we're starting to get that. I'm seeing it like you're seeing it. I think too, like for me, it's a force for me because I'm a quiet guy, right?
Right.
I'm like, I like to stay behind the scene, but I noticed that I have to get out more. Yeah. And so now people are starting to know what I do, which is what I want. Yeah. Is I need people to get help, right? Yeah. And so if I can be able to step out, I know a lot of everyone else. Yeah.
And we got jobs. Yeah. And we're doing this because we know that the community needs this. Right. Power, connection, change is the one thing that I'm truly founded on when it comes to soulful discussions. Power. That's the mindset. You have the power to change whatever mindset it is. Positive results, it comes with a positive mindset.
Absolutely.
Connections, networking, getting out there, meeting new people, getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Will give us the necessary change that we want to see in our community. We can't talk about change and we're not at the town hall meetings. We can't talk about change from the comfort of your home. Because who are you impacting? Just your bad kid? Okay. Right. No, okay, I can't say that. Who are you, truly changing and helping? You can't do it. You're just talking about it. You're on the sideline. Yeah. I need you to get in the field. Right. Grab that ball and run.
Whew. Okay, girl.
Yeah.
I believe success is being able to support someone else.
Oh yeah,
dream and aspiration, and I think you breed every bit of success.
Yes.
I always give my guests an opportunity when we're wrapping up to leave some advice. And for you, though, I want you to leave some advice for the women. And I want you to leave some advice for the entrepreneur that is struggling, trying to get started and may not have that network and may not know what the next step is. Leave some advice for them for me.
For the women, I'm going to say, find who you are and be confident with who you are. As a woman, we have an aura that's unstoppable. Honey, it ain't just the beauty.
Right.
It's how we talk. It's how we walk. When we enter a room, we command it. Especially when your heart is right.
Yeah.
Number 2, don't be so independent that you forget about,
Okay.
You want to fill in that blank.
Okay.
I want you to, number one, you don't forget about yourself.
Yeah.
And you don't forget about the fact that you're supposed to love. Okay? For the entrepreneur that wants to start their business, I'm going to say, what you waiting on?
All right.
The timing of the essence is now.
Gotcha.
So if you continue to wait,
Gotcha.
you're going to be waiting forever.
I said that was going to be the last one, but I got one more. One more. Because you've dealt with so much trauma and you've been in the realm of violence.
Yeah.
That young lady that may be ready to give up. And maybe she's homeless or she's going from shelter to shelter, bringing their kids along, and or somebody that is in an abusive relationship. Like, what would you say to them?
First and foremost, I want to go back to the domestic violence piece. He's never going to change. Chances are you're not the first person, and you won't be the last. So it's so easy to stay because you want to help.
Gotcha.
Guess what? You can't help him. He has to help himself and deal with his trauma. So run. Okay?
All right.
Don't you stop.
That's honest, right?
Run. I'm going to be honest with you. Run. Trauma is meant to build you, to become your best you. It's going to be years and you look back and you're going to say, oh, I remember when I was. Your trauma is temporary, but your future is forever. Yeah. So you got forever and a day until God call you home to live your best life. So live it.
Well, I would like to say that I appreciate you. Yes. I love your spirit. I appreciate everything that you're about. And if you guys want to hear more about Tina Marie, where can they find you? Yeah, Tina Renee. You know what?
I feel like Marie needs to be my name.
It should be, because that's all. When I think of you, that's all I think about. Tina Marie.
Everybody says that. My whole family still call me Tina. Y'all know my name, Tina Renee.
Yeah.
Tina Marie is like that singer that hit them notes, right?
Is.
And everybody say the same thing. Tina Renee. That's truly my name. Tina Renee is actually my name. I didn't create nothing else. But y'all can find me at Tina Renee Singer on all social media sites. Y'all can make sure y'all tune in every Monday and Wednesday on Soulful Discussions. Listen in at WLGBlive.com. Y'all can hear this voice. Yes, y'all hear it. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. Who said that shared platforms can't work together?
All right.
It's truly when it's done right.
Yes.
And it's truly done with great intent. And I love your intent for making our community great. And guess what? We gonna do it, boss.
All right. Look, you reached out to me first. I was on your show first, and I appreciate that. And with that being said, you guys can hear Tina Renee. She will be joining me May 20th at the second annual Bridging the Gap Forum called the Family Reunion.
Yes.
And the reason why I titled it the Family Reunion is because it takes for the husband and the wife, or the boyfriend or the girlfriend, to come together to push the agenda of togetherness and love. Definitely. So make sure you guys join us at 118 North Main Street, Rockford, Illinois, at the Norloft, and we will be live streaming on the Mentality Unchained platform. So as I always say before we leave the show, we all have the ability to change our circumstances only if we focus on what we can change.
You better say it.
Thank y'all for joining me. Tina Renee.
Hey!